I'm gonna induce you into an existential crisis if the title hasn't already. Hi, I'm Kaiser. So before I make such a bold statement, we need to figure out what existence is, and according to the Cambridge Dictionary, and yes, it's Cambridge, not the fucking definition of Google, I am not 12, existence is, and let me read it so I don't fuck it up. So existence is the fact of someone or something existing. But what is existing? Existing is to be or to be real. What is to be real? Real is existing in fact and not imaginary. So as you see, there is a loop, but still it is lacking, and the definition of real is not 100% real, exact. But even if you look at the basis of philosophy with cogito ergo sum, as René Descartes said, which is actually je pense donc je suis, but it was changed into Latin in the next publication he did, so it would be understood by more people. Fun fact. It's not fully defined. I think, therefore I am. But what is am? What is being? What is the verb to be? While using the verb to be in trivial situations might be useful, it is not useful when you're trying to question your whole freaking existence. We say I am, you are, they are, but what is it? The truth is, it isn't anything. There's no point in using it. I mean, if you use it for trivial situations, of course, like if you want to say the freaking Cookie Monster doesn't exist, then you know what I mean. But if you actually think about it, there are no parameters or rules to define what's real and what isn't. Let's put it on an example. Let's say I'm with 5 people in a room and I say, everything I see, it's what's real. But person A jumps and says, what about what we hear? Isn't it real? They're sound waves, you know? And so I'm like, okay, everything I see and hear, it's what's real. But person B says, and what about what I can touch? So we all agree, okay, what I touch, hear, and see. One person may say, person C, what about what I think? And then we say, okay, what I think, what I see, what I hear, and what I touch is real. But then what about, for example, abstract concepts, which may go into the category of what you think or may not. There are dozens of things. What about what we taste, what we smell? There are truly no parameters. You can say that something isn't real in the sense of, for example, dragons aren't real, but the thought of dragons is real, and technically if we put all of our effort into creating an animal that looks like a dragon, dragons could be real, but no one's doing that. The possibility of existing in the physical sense is always a possibility. It may not be right now, but it may be in the future. For example, flying objects weren't considered a possibility at one point in time. It was considered sorcery or something like that. But now it's just a reality. Every day we see planes going around the world. So yeah, using the word existing is kind of futile. Albeit, as I said, using it in trivial situations it's fine, but ultimately saying we exist or that we don't exist, it is futile. Many people may still argue, maybe this is all a simulation, like what exists is not here and we are all just like Hawking said, maybe we're just some secondary students project in an alternate dimension, you know? Well, it doesn't matter. That's the point. It doesn't really matter. Someone from the 1750s agrees with me, David Hume, and I'm gonna read what I paraphrased from The Great Design by Stephen Hawking. It's quite an interesting book if you want to read it. Leonard, Mlodinov. Let's see. Even though we have no rational guarantees to think we live in an objective reality, we have no choice on whether to accept it or not. So it's basically, again, it doesn't matter. Even if we were in a simulation, nothing would change. The world wouldn't stop spinning. the universe wouldn't stop expanding at 75,000 light years a second. So yeah, using the term existing is really futile, so I don't exist and you don't either. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like it, share, subscribe, comment, do whatever the fuck you want, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.